Donald Trump is having a terrible Tuesday morning. He's spiraling, making social media post after social media post. He got the following news this morning, the latest Gallup poll. The question was, which party would do a better job of keeping the country prosperous by a +4 margin? Democrats, 47% to 43%. Contrast this with 2023. Republicans were up +13% there. Now, we also get a headline from the Wall Street Journal that the Treasury Department is telling its employees, do not share photos of the White House ballroom construction as images of the demolition of parts of the East Wing go viral. The Treasury headquarters is right next door to the White House. It has a front row seat of the destruction and desecration of the East Wing of the White House, and the Treasury Department ordering its employees, you may not take photos and share it publicly of what is happening to the White House. Other headlines that Donald Trump is waking up to. Small businesses being crushed by Trump's tariffs.
And you thought Pam Bondi melting down in front of Congress was bad. Donald Trump just got some devastating news about his scheme to rig next year's midterms. If he even still has the cognitive bandwidth to understand what's going on. And I'm really not sure on that one. I'm David Reddish. Welcome to Occupy Democrats. With the government shutdown dragging into another week, and with no signs that the Republican Party is willing to restore healthcare subsidies, see our other videos for more on that, it's only natural to feel frustrated with political polarization. The great irony is that Republicans control all three branches of government and still can't get anything done. More importantly, as Trump and his army of swamp rats continue to eat away at our democracy, they also have put in motion a plan to establish a permanent majority through redistricting. Trump is currently pressuring Republican governors across the country to redraw their congressional maps to create more gerrymandered Republican districts. In theory, that could prevent the Republicans from losing control of the House next year, and prevent Trump from getting impeached for any number of abuses of power he's committed in this new term. Here's a brief breakdown of where things stand.
What we're seeing in Texas in this case has massive implications for the 2026 midterms. As you mentioned, the redraw that Texas Republicans did here essentially takes 5 Democratic-held congressional seats at the moment and makes them more favorable to Republicans. By making the shift, it drew a court challenge, and in this court challenge, opponents of the maps, obviously allied with Democrats who oppose the Republican-led changes, are hoping to keep the old map, the one that was in effect for the 2024 election, in place rather than the one that could be used in 2026 if Republicans passed and was signed into law. Now, right now, the U.S. House is a very narrow majority in terms of the Republican control of the chamber. If this new map goes into effect, is used in the 2026 elections, this really could be difficult for Democrats and could help Republicans' chances of keeping control of the U.S. House.
And how is the state responding to these accusations of racial gerrymandering going on here?
Errol, it's really interesting, as I listened to the debate in recent weeks, as I read court filings in this case, it is clear Texas Republicans have been adamant that they drew this map for partisan purposes, that they drew this map to help Republicans have more representation in terms of what they're doing in Texas and then be elected to Congress in Washington. It's an interesting tactic to use there, saying, hey, we didn't use race to draw this map. We used a partisan preference of saying they wanted to send more Republicans to Washington.
So how is this getting worse for Trump? Stick around. Just to recap, Texas Governor Greg Abbott is fending off court challenges to his gerrymandering, and other Republican governors in other states look to hit the same roadblock. At the same time, California Governor Gavin Newsom has vowed to redistrict California as a counterweight to Abbott's scheming, and several other governors, including J.D. Pritzker of Illinois and Kathy Hochul in New York, are considering similar action. This week in California, voting began on what's known as Proposition 50. Should it pass, it would give Newsom the power to redistrict California single-handedly without an independent commission. And as voters begin to cast their ballots, there is some good news for Newsom and some very bad news for Trump. MSNBC has more.
People in that state understand that this is a fight against Trump. This is a fight against Trump's, effectively, his attempted permanent takeover of the government of the United States. Look at the polling as voting starts on that ballot measure. The yes side, the yes, let's redistrict side, is ahead by 18 points. They're up 18 points in the polling. The yes side, in terms of donors, they have 65,000 individual donors. who have collectively donated over $83 million to that side of the fight. On the other side, on the Trump side, the San Francisco Chronicle reports that they have not tens of thousands of donors, but rather 130 donors total, and that they've raised $35 million. But you want to do the math on that? $5 million of their $35 million came from one check from a Republican Party PAC. The other $30 million that they raised came from one check from one right-wing billionaire guy. So they had 100+ donors. I guess everybody else gave a few cents, enough to add up to a rounding error. Basically, they've got support from two checks.
So there you have it. At present, it looks like Proposition 50 will have the votes to pass, thus countering the attempts by Republican governors to fix the congressional race next year. It's a nasty way of doing things. There should be no gerrymandering in the country at all. But this again proves that Newsom is the kind of brawler that Democrats want to see at the moment. It also demonstrates that Democrats are willing to do anything to fight back against Trump's encroachment. All of this despite hundreds of millions of dollars from Republican donors to try and defeat California Proposition 50. The bigger message to Trump here is simple. The American people don't want anyone cheating, and they have soured on Trump's shambolic administration. Other polls already show that a majority of Americans favor the Democrats retaking Congress next year, which will only further check Trump's power and force him to address questions on issues ranging from deportation to Jeffrey Epstein. So, impeachment number 3, everyone? Stay tuned. This is Occupy Democrats.
Breaking news, part of the White House has been demolished. And apparently no lie is too big, and nothing is sacred with the Trump administration, because he wants to build that big, stupid ballroom. It's in construction now. Well, the original promise was that it would not affect any of the original structure of the White House. Well, too bad that is not true, because parts of the East Wing have now been demolished in order to make way for that big, stupid ballroom. Do these people care about anything, about history, can you imagine what this thing is going to look like? All gold, everything, like a freaking bad Trump Tower condominium, or like the Oval Office that looks like gold spit up, fake gold spit up from Home Depot. Money does not buy you class.
Hi Marka, welcome back to this channel. If you're turning in, please do also like, comment and share on the bell notification. And that's why you upload new video, but the first to be notified. To my returning subscribers, you guys are the best. My new subscribers, thank you all. By the clip of video that you watch, I know that you have understand everything. Ever since Donald Trump has said that he said everything in America has crumbled, everything is going down. Even him himself, he's also tired. He now have a terrible Tuesday. As in, it's very, very terrible. This man, every day story, one day with another story. All the people that voted him, all of them are tired. They are crying out. They are regretting their vote. They are just being like, oh my God, why did I cast my vote to this kind of man? So you that watch this clip of video, what do you have to think about this Donald Trump administration? Do you think that America will still be better? Let me know your thoughts in the comment section. Or do you think that Donald Trump is doing too much? Let me know your thoughts in the comment section. Please do well to like, comment and share, and stay tuned to this channel once again. See you guys in my next video. Thank you. Bye bye.